Jumping right into it, what
Yes.
can you tell us about some of the biggest changes from the book series to the show?
Well, I think the first, probably the biggest thing fans of the books will realize is that we pulled Avasuala, who's a very, the main character of book 2, into book 1. And that was to give the audience a window into the things that are happening on Earth, and also to, all the geopolitical stuff that's going on in the story, to also see it from Earth's perspective.
And
I'm sure you have
there's lots of small, character and smaller changes.
Yeah.
But I think you've been really faithful in terms of the books are great in the way that they even though you adapt them and change things and do stuff, it's still the same. It feels the same. It's got the same soul, and that's was really important to us. Things like we didn't want to deny you Earth's perspective for an entire season of show.
Yeah.
So and she's such an awesome character. Like, there's no way we're waiting to bring her onto the stage. So while book 1 focuses on those 2 points of view, we put in a third point of view. So it's all 3 stories already in tandem and kind of heading towards each other. They're all coalescing the whole time. And I think that was I'm glad we did it because it gives context. How are these guys affecting the entire solar system? The politics, the war, everything they do is affecting all that and back on them. So it was a pretty big change, but we just took great material from a different book and put it where it didn't belong. And even the authors thought, pretty cool.
Yeah, the authors are in the writing room with us.
Yeah. They are.
Which we keep joking about you should never do, but in this case, they're amazing. And,
they're awesome.
You have their blessing.
Absolutely, and from the beginning they said we understand. We have the books. That's our and we understand now it's going to a different medium and things are going to change, and we're fine with that. And if we can help you, we're here. And so we knew right away they were going to be great. They've been fantastic.
Now, David Howe said that this is the most ambitious show they've ever done.
Yeah.
That would include Battlestar Galactica, and you've been compared to Game of Thrones.
That's a nice comparison, which we
Yeah.
encourage wholeheartedly.
So a lot to live up to. But
yeah.
in what way do you think it's the most ambitious?
Well, just the scope of it. I mean, the books deal with space travel, but from a very realistic perspective. To accelerate, has crushing, obviously, effects on the body, etc. So that zero gravity. Just the ships. We had 80,000 square feet of studio space in Toronto where we filmed at Glenwood, and we filled that. Which it was even from a physical production standpoint, it was very demanding. Every time you do zero gravity, you put people on wires, or suddenly, you're not going into redecorating a police station and shooting in it.
Right.
So, everything. What is how does this? How does what does the ship look like? Why would functionality? All those kind of things. So, yeah, it was all hands on deck from all the way down to construction to top. So it was a hefty production.
Yeah, we're tackling a bunch of new worlds. It's not really, we're not relying on we have the books, but they're not like things we can shorthand because everybody knows them from previous movies. We got to create a new Earth. Where are we at in a couple hundred years? What's the environment like? What's the government like? We're out in space, like the whole commerce and ice hauling, and we're on asteroid stations. What's the deal there? Belters have been a new race of people. Belters have sort of come out of the effects of gravity on the human body, how the body would elongate and change. So you're setting up all these new rules, all these new worlds. You're on Earth, you're across the solar system, you're on Mars, you're here, so just the canvas of it, very Game of Thrones in the sense that a lot of stories are thrown into motion, and they're all really one story, you just don't know how all the pieces fit yet. Part of the joy of that show, and shows like it, and we love to bring to this, is how you have to wait and see how it all becomes one story. It's really fun to watch the threads start connecting, the pieces start coming together. I love a slow burn.
Yeah.
Even it goes down to simple, things like a phone. What does a phone look like 200 years from now?
Yeah.
That's a whole long discussion because.
Yeah.
What is it?
So how do you condense the world building from the series and build up your own world building as well? And what's that blend like? Was that difficult?
You
I'm sure that was.
have to pick what's important, because the guys when they wrote the books were like, everyone's like, where's all the tech? Where's all the cool tech?
Yeah.
And like, you get on a ship and it knows you can speak to it. Like, there's tech everywhere and it's really advanced. It's just not. They think the people are way more interesting than the tech, so they don't talk about it. But as our co-showrunner has said a bunch of times. You don't get into your car and say, what a fantastic driving machine.
I'm going to turn it on.
You get in and you go, and what's interesting is, who's that person, where are they going? But so the guys have treated tech like, we'll talk about it when it's interesting to the story, when it's really, it's embedded in everything, it's there, it's ubiquitous, but it's not as interesting as the people, so we're not going to waste a lot of time talking about how the ships are all watching your every motion, reading your voice and intuiting what you want. We're not going to spend a lot of time on that because it's cool and it's there.
That's what we actually kind of involved in this to begin with. It's picking up the book and realizing it was about people.
Yeah.
And it wasn't about tech. Because so much of the stuff we've read in the past has really just been it's sort of tech porn. Everything gets lost in the technology, or there's orbs fighting orbs, and you can't relate to it.
So you were talking about having a set built. Did you go into it kind of wanting to stick with the physical sets and trying to do that as much as possible?
Yeah, as much as possible, because doing the green, we did some blue screen, green screen stuff, and but for the actors, it's so much better to be in the space and to have a set that's real. And, so as much as we could, it's a lot of it.
I don't think anyone cares. Like, everybody knows I'm watching CGI now, but they don't mind. Like, it's part of the vocabulary now, but still,
it doesn't. Your brain knows.
Right,
your
brain knows
right.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think even when it's done really, really well, you're right. That suspension of disbelief. There's some, the eye is so finicky.
You lose a little bit of that kind of make-believe. That's why I love. We worked with Jon Favreau. I know J.J. Abrams is going to do a lot of Star Wars practical, like that. There's a difference, and I think some blend of the two, but as much as possible, that real people walking into real environments is the way to go.
To be honest, I feel like that's kind of where sci-fi is going back to again now, which is nice.
I heard they shot The Martian all on Mars, which is. Is that not true?
Maybe.
I've been snow.
We're psyched about that trend. It just makes the story. You just get more invested, and that little twinge in the back of your brain, CGI, that goes off, and you can't.
It's like a little bit like seeing the boom in the shot. You go, oh, there's a guy holding a boom. So the camera's over there, and you fall right out of it. And it's used. It tends to get overused as well. You get these fantastic shots where you go, wow, that's an incredible shot, but you're out of the story because you've caught up in the
It also seems that a few years ago, I remember Bonnie Hammer saying she doesn't want a space opera. And now there's some really great shows that are all, Is it a good thing?
I think so. Yeah, done very well. And just remarking, that when things tend to go wrong on Earth, or the way it's kind of tearing itself apart, people start looking elsewhere. Like, hey, maybe we can start again somewhere. And so maybe that's a reflection of why we have all these shows coming out. But
it's like when Star Trek was big in the 60s, when there was all that miserable stuff going on.
Exactly. Yeah.
But another tipping point that I think as a species,
Thank you.
This show is, speaks to that. So.